going on, guys? Welcome to another late review. I haven't had one of these in a while. How was your Easter? Oh yeah? Oh, that's cool. I had a pretty good one myself. Yeah, had just a little food, you know, nothing big. What's that? Oh, you had a big dinner too? Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, I don't know about you, but with my Easter night, I decided to not only have some amazing food, but also go ahead and play a game. Now, I know in my last video I was talking about Dead Space 3, and I have yet to even put that in my system yet. Playing Dead Space 1 kinda is just a little tough right now because I'm not feeling it like I once did back in 2008. So I just kinda set that off on the side and decided to go and pick up Tomb Raider. Yeah, that's right. The brand new Tomb Raider. And I've seen reviews, I've seen the Angry Joe review of it, and I've just completed it. So I wanted to go ahead and throw out my little input on the game itself. It's the beginning stories of Lara Croft and her becoming the legend that we all know. Now, I never played the original Tomb Raiders. I tried, but I was a little too young at the time to really grasp the concept, and I couldn't escape the mansion, and I don't know, it was weird. So, when I heard this was a semi-reboot and wanted to take a new direction on the game, I was like, alright, I'll give it a shot. Well, I am pleased to say that I enjoyed this game very much. Plays well, looks great. Some interesting stories and a great storyline throughout. That's really all it kind of has going for it. The mechanics, I mean, if you ever played Uncharted, you've played this game. And that's kind of what I was thinking as I continued playing was, it's Uncharted. You know, the way I looked at Uncharted was, it's Tomb Raider, but it's done correctly, at least in my opinion, because I never got into the originals. So as far as I saw, Uncharted was Tomb Raider done right, and now they decided to reboot Tomb Raider, and it's not Tomb Raider done right, it's Uncharted done again. Now, I don't know if you would agree or disagree, but that's kind of how I came across. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I love the Uncharted series. Uncharted 2 being my favorite of the three. So what does Tomb Raider do differently than past Tomb Raider games? Well, it says that they're offering an all-new raiding experience on the back of the box right here. But, you know, you're going across this big, vast island, and you're learning these secrets and discovering the hidden things along the island about its history and about the Solari and about Matthias and his group of people, and trying to put it all together. It's great, but it comes through passages. You find books and read certain passages, and it comes really through just, you know, playing the game and having interactions with people and whatnot. So when you're going through and finding these artifacts, such as Uncharted, you find them all in these containers that you lift up and you look. Well, you know, Angry Joe himself even said that finding these artifacts is really a fun, in-depth adventure of the game, and, you know, it's a great little side quest. And it is. It is, for the most part, until you realize it's a cheap way to gain experience, because you really don't have to try hard. You know, it has that Batman detective mode. Just like Hitman Absolution implemented, so does Tomb Raider. Click a button, your screen goes gray, and now you're free to look around and see if anything lights up. Yellow. If it's yellow, that means there's something involved with it, whether it be a collectible or something in the environment that you can do. That's what it means. Well, you know, in the Batman universe, it works because it's Batman. And you would expect him to have maybe something like that. So it works. But Tomb Raider, it's so out of place. It's so out of character. They call it an instinct, but it's not an instinct if it's her becoming the legend. You know what I mean? The instinct comes from experience, and if you're just starting the game, you're not, you know, if this is the beginning of the Lara Croft saga, then she has no instinct, she has no experience. So it's kind of a strange thing. And then you can go to your map, find where a blank part of the map is, such as where a piece of artifact is, or a page is, or something of the sort. You can highlight it, and then when you click your instinct, it's a blue square that pops up. You can follow that square directly to where the object is, like exact accuracy. Not like a general locate, no, the exact spot of where it is. So it takes away the adventure part of it. There's no mystery in running across something and, oh my gosh, you know, how do I find it? Or, wow, I lucked up on this or something. No, there's no luck. There's no coming across something. It's just click L2, see where it is, follow to it, and you get it. And that kind of leads me on into the tomb raiding aspect of the game, the namesake of the game. There are no tombs. There are no tombs. This game, for all intents and purposes, should have been called Cave Raider, because you don't raid tombs. Now, the tombs, or caves, the tombs, but they're caves, they are the puzzle aspect of what the old Tomb Raiders used to be. Tomb Raider, from what I understand, used to be these big elaborate puzzles that you had to figure out and had to traverse and get through so you could find this artifact, whether it be a crown or a chalice or a bracelet or who knows, anything, I guess. A statue, gold, I don't know. You know, and you would go through these puzzles, and I'm sure you'd have these fight stages while going through these tombs. That's not this Tomb Raider. This Tomb Raider is go through this vast island, come across some random cave, go ahead and decide to veer off into that, which, by the way, the little ding 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 bells and whistles that they give you to say, hey, there's a cave here, really takes you out of the game, and again, demystifies it. It's not you coming across it naturally and saying, whoa, I can explore this? Let's find out what's in here. No. Instead, the game takes you by the hand and leads you all the way through this game. So then you go through the cave. And the cave is usually, every cave is a mini puzzle. Okay. But none of the puzzles are too challenging. Nothing should take you more than maybe 3 turns to figure out what you have to do to get everything you need in place so you can go on by and get what you need. And to make it even worse, you raid these tombs, you get through the puzzle, which was easy as crap anyway, you get to the end only to have a golden chest in front of you that you open with ease. You don't need a key, you don't pry it open. It's the same golden chest in every single cave. You go to it, you then see a cutscene of her lifting it up and her face. Oh, yeah, and she reaches down and picks something up. She has no expression. her face doesn't light up like you would imagine it would, finding something mystical, mystifying. Such as, the tomb in the end, and, you'd be like, whoa. She doesn't give you any of that. It's the same reaction to the same chest every single time. And to make it worse, it's nothing more than a treasure map. Each and every cave is a treasure map. So the tomb raiding aspect of Tomb Raider is a complete joke. The game holds your hand through the entire experience. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I enjoyed the gameplay. I enjoyed the story. Those I appreciated. As far as saving your friends, though, I really couldn't care less. Like, that was not why I was playing the game. It felt not shoehorned in, but it felt really, really, not even forced, that's not the right word, but it just feels like an obligation. Like, you're gonna save them anyway, but they try and make it like it's such a big thing, and yeah, you're trying to get off the island, but eventually they all get captured, and you want to save them, but it just puts you through you're like, alright, come on, really? Like, I'm obviously going to save them, but they make it a puzzle thing, and it's sort of strange, and whatever. So, story-wise, great. Gameplay, great. But the holding your hand, the bells, like, I could understand maybe a tutorial, but it does it through the whole game. Every time you come across a cave, the thing goes off and it says, hey, and there's markings. There's these drawings on the walls outside of the cave that you think eventually, as a player, you'd be like, ooh, look, there's that thing right there. Maybe I should go and check that out. But no, you just start walking by. Even if you don't see it, you get close enough to it, bing, 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 bing. Oh, there's a cave here. Let me go ahead and get the treasure map. That's what it is. You can take your map and pinpoint directly every single item that you need to pick up. And sure, there are some little hidden objectives, blowing up mines or burning some flags or something, but they just seem like filler and another cheap way to give you unnecessary experience, I guess. Same thing with the hunting mechanic. I didn't understand the point of the animals. I never had it, like, I could understand it if you needed to hunt to eat at your campsite. But you never did that. You never hunted so that when you get to a campsite you can eat and, replenish or something. You never. Not once. So there's all this wildlife. Deer, birds, wild boars, chickens, rats, seagulls, crabs that you can kill. And you kill them and you go and take the meat from them and it gives you experience. Great. What did I accomplish? Nothing. You don't get the food, you don't use the pelt, you don't do anything with it. You do absolutely nothing with it. So it's pointless. And none of the animals attack you. Yeah, there are wolves in the game, but I only ran across wolves 2 times. Once at the beginning when it was staged, when they're supposed to attack me, and then another time when I was forced into a situation in a fight with 3 men because they stood there and they didn't move. So I had to kill one of them. Well, the second you kill one, the other men yell for people, and then out came these wolves. Just 2. Just 2 wolves, and it's the only other time I had wolves attack me. Nothing else in the game does anything. Not even the boar. The boar will just look at you and run. Nothing happens. So I didn't get that. And they fight to live, salvage resources, gain experience, and upgrade Laura's weapons to survive. Salvage from the animals. But you know, that's all it gives you is experience. Which, okay, you need it, but at the same time, I don't understand what the point of the killing of the animals was. Tomb Raider. In a nutshell, if you play the Uncharted games, you're going to love the Tomb Raider game. If you're a purist of Tomb Raider, you may honestly probably be a little disappointed in the direction they took it. They made it very heavy on action. Not really anything worth exploring. The tombs, or caves, as what they are, offer little to no reward, and are eventually just become pesky little side quests. And really it just becomes a way, as you progress, to break up the monotony. You eventually start doing these tombs, moreover, just so you can do a little puzzle and break up the flow that has just been nothing more than firefight, you know, shoot an arrow, baby, trying to be silent, get caught, firefight, puzzle. You know, you do the puzzles just to break up the heavy action that this game sometimes forces on you. There was a part where I was on a ship. It was a shipwrecked ship, and there were two men talking. They said, okay, well, we need to get back to work. He jumps across to where I'm hiding and stands there facing where I am. The game forced me into a battle. Not only even that, but what made it even funnier is that he called for help, and I don't think anybody showed up. But even still, they called for help, which was stupid because there's only two of them. I killed the one, the other guy was hiding, and I wound up killing him. But the game forces you into unnecessary fights because it wants you to shoot your gun. It wants you to use your arrows and use your ammo. You know, it's a really strange design. If they made it in the realm of that, like Hitman, you know, people aren't just going to stand in one area. They're going to continue to walk around. So maybe you get a chance of skipping a whole firefight because you could take them all out silently. Sort of strange that way. So Tomb Raider, it is a solid game, but if they're looking to make a sequel, they really need to maybe focus, because they even hinted at it at the end, I guess, in, you know, the sequel, a sequel. So if they decide that they are going to do it right, make it an excavation of some sort. You know, the kind of, you know, the sci-fi, not even sci-fi, but just the creature thing and the powers and stuff of the island. Yeah, it was cool and fine and dandy, and I know other Tomb Raiders have experienced that too, with mummies or skeletons or something, and this had its own little unique thing with the Solari. You know, keep something like that, but really get back into the exploring, you know, finding something worthwhile, a treasure. I never felt like I found a treasure in the game. Something that, you know, is like of value. Yeah, you find these little trinkets, you find like coins and these vases and a bunch of other stuff, which, okay, yeah, that's sort of neat. Oh, I remember what aspect I forgot to tell you about, but the whole hand-holding thing. Speaking of the little treasures that you do find, you know, and that goes back to the Angry Joe thing, he said it was fun to find them, and then they even had some hidden aspects that, you know, you can search around it and find this hidden little thing on it that would give you a little more experience. Well, the game completely destroys the aspect of looking at your artifact because it flat out tells you which ones you need to search. The game will sit there. If you see something, if you pick up a fan, because I did, the second thing I ever picked up was a fan. The first thing I picked up said some artifacts can be turned to find hidden messages or something like that. And I turned it over, and sure enough, there was something there, and it gave me a little extra. The second thing I picked up was a fan. And she says her line, and I'm sitting there looking at it, turning it, trying to see what the hidden thing could be. And I just couldn't find anything, and I thought, I just didn't see it. So I continued the game, then came across another item that had something hidden. And down in the same corner it said, some objects can be turned. I was like, oh, okay, so now there's no point in inspecting any of your items, because if it doesn't say in the corner, hey, there's something hidden, then you don't need to worry about it. So again, it's a self-defeating mechanic that they put in the game, and I don't understand why. And even worse, most of the time, it amounted to nothing more than taking my item, taking my item and just rotating it around to, bam, there it is. That's the hidden thing. Some of them turned maybe this way, but most of them spin it around and you'll find it, no problem. Absolutely pointless. I've never found like I had something satisfying. The tombs weren't satisfying. The puzzles were kind of neat. Like I said, just to break up the rest of the game, it was kind of neat, but eventually you seek them out just to break up the game, to do something different. But even still, out of everything I've said, the game is worth playing, it's worth checking out. If you haven't already, then by all means, rent it, go buy it, borrow it, do what you need to play this game, and see it through to the end, because it is an interesting story, and it is kind of a cool little ending at the end. If you have played it, tell me what you think in the comments below. My score for Tomb Raider, the reboot, is a 7 out of 10. It's a solid game with great gameplay experience. I really hope that if they do make a sequel, they can do more in the wow factor. The gameplay is good, just up the ante a little bit in the extra stuff. Give me something worthwhile to seek and look out for. Tell me that there's something really hidden, like way deep in the game somewhere that you can come across. A sword, a dagger, like I said, a crown, a chalice, a bracelet, something, a jewel even. Something I can have and be like, yeah, I feel like I actually achieved that. And take away the Batman vision. It doesn't work, it's unnecessary, and it's basically a built-in cheat to find everything at exact pinpoint accuracy. To take that out, give me some more stuff to find and look at an inventory of some things I've collected and just improve on it. I want to thank you guys for watching and tuning in. Again, if you've played it, what do you think? Do you agree with some of the things I said? Do you disagree? What would you rate it? Let me know, guys. This has been a late review. It is always better late than never. I'm Lonnie. You have a great Easter.